Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Play Gaming for Fun, joined here by the CoDMineMan, a rare
Hello.
appearance that we would have somebody joining us, but we are talking about video game high school, that being VGHS. Season 3 is starting on Monday. You're probably watching this on Monday, so it probably is starting today. He's never watched it before, right? You've never...
Yeah, I've never ever heard about it, never seen about it. I just
So
recently watched the trailer.
it's a YouTube and Netflix only series where I assume it won't be on Netflix until the third season's completely done on YouTube. So YouTube's your best go-to place to watch it, but he just watched the season 3 trailer. You have a little bit of an idea of what it is, and I was going to kind of explain to him season 1 and 2 for people who hadn't seen the first 2 seasons. So basically the whole context of the story is the main character that you were seeing in the trailer, CoDMineMan, was Brian. Brian D is his gamer tag, and he
Yeah.
basically gets on. He's in a server like after school or whatever. He's just this regular kid, goes to a regular school, and him and his clan are playing after school. And he gets into this lobby with this guy named the Law. He's kind of like Nade Shot. He's the equivalent of
Yeah.
Nade Shot. He's like this big name competitive player, and he kills him, beats him in like a 1v1,
Yeah.
and then he gets all this media attention. So he actually gets sent to this high school that's all about playing video games.
Oh, really? Wow, that's
And
cool.
then there's these other schools that are also all about playing video games. They have like these little MLG style teams where they play each other, which is where in the trailer you saw them wearing like
Yeah.
the competitive jersey looking things and like sitting in front of rows of computers, because they don't play Call of Duty. They play Field of Fire, which is like Battlefield. It's not a real game, but it's like Battlefield. Probably appeals more to you because you're more of a Battlefield guy.
Yeah, I'm more of a Battlefield guy than Call of Duty.
Um, and then there's other characters like Teddy, who's a friend of his, and Key, who's a friend of his, who play racing and fighting games. So there's a lot of different
Yeah.
genres of games represented, as you could probably tell by the trailer.
Yeah, I could see like tons of other games, and I'm guessing it wasn't just there. It was like you had to have skills in all video games, not just one, to be able to win the competition or something like that. Because I
Uh,
saw racing games, I saw massive multiplayer games, and I saw first person shooters and stuff.
Correct, but they're kind of put into different classes depending on what game they specialize in.
Yeah.
So, or different, like how teams or schools have like a soccer team, a football team.
Yeah.
They kind of pick their team based on what game they want to play. So Brian really only plays competitively. He only plays Field of Fire, but he'll play the other games, just for fun.
Yeah.
Season 2 though, it was a better season because the episodes were longer. They were like half-hour episodes, whereas season 1 was only like 10-minute episodes, and season 3 is going to continue having like those half-hour episodes. Season 2, the big thing was the Law like got banned from like playing competitively because supposedly he was like aimbotting, and
Oh.
there's this big like controversy over him eventually returning because they like clear his name or whatever. And then he ends up at the end of the season 2. Like the big thing you have to know is the
Yeah.
school that's shown in the beginning of the trailer is the school called Napalm. And like at the end of season 2, the Law decides he's going to transfer from VGHS to Napalm and play for their team instead. So like that pretty much sets up where you're at for season 3 as far as understanding it.
Yeah.
So like what else did you see in the trailer that you found, interesting, you might want to know about?
Well, I was very interesting to see video game schools specializing in just video games. I've never heard about that in my life. I heard about programming schools that have video games in them or video game that are part of school life, but I've never heard of a video game or a school just for video games, which is really interesting. And is that based off of any true story? Is that completely fictional?
Well, it's completely fictional from a high school
Yeah.
perspective, but there's beginning to be colleges that have competitive teams, and I think they're more like League of Legends kind of stuff because that's where the real money is like League of
Yeah.
Legends and Dota. But there was, I think it was in June, maybe, or it was recently that like the first school ever gave away a athletic scholarship for somebody to play video games. I think that school was Robert Morris was the name of the school, and they gave a kid a scholarship to play video games on their
That's
team.
really
So
interesting. Well, I
it's
also saw there.
becoming like it's a possible reality, is what I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
Yeah, I also saw like the four characters, the I think the main character is the Asian dude, right?
No, that is
No,
Ted, the
that is
race car
Ted.
guy.
Okay,
The
okay,
main
that's the
character
race car.
is Brian has like longer brown hair.
Okay, okay, now I recognize. And then there's that girl that is more focused on video games rather than real life. And is she part of his team
Oh
or is she
yes,
not part of
I
his team?
forgot. Yes, the blonde-haired girl's name is Jenny Matrix. Well, she was the captain of the JV FPS team.
Yeah,
Now she is she's on varsity, I believe now, and she just plays the FPS games like Brian and is a teammate of Brian's.
yeah,
Also Brian's girlfriend, so I should have mentioned that was pretty important.
yeah.
The
So she
other
plays
girl
stuff
that
like
you were
Battlefield,
probably
right?
Yeah, the other girl you were probably gonna talk about, her name is Key, and it's Ted, the Asian guy's girlfriend, and she makes a lot of games. Her parents make a lot of games, and she specializes in fighting games.
Oh, okay. So kind of like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
I mean it's the same kind of looking game, but they don't call them
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. I understand. It's kind of like GTA 5 with its fake names and stuff. And so
Correct.
they're all in one squad, or not squad together, but they're all friends, sort of say.
Yes, those four are all friends,
All
and
right.
I
So
mean
they,
there's
yeah,
some other characters that aren't in the trailer that I'm curious to know if will even be in the next season. Like
yeah,
the game's Dean, he was an FPS player who like had this whole side story about him making like a YouTube channel and like going for YouTube fame, even though they didn't call it YouTube, it was some other video sharing site
yeah.
like it. And I'm curious to know if he'll be in there or the Drift King. He was like one of the big racing guys. I didn't see him in the trailer. So, I mean, there's a possibility they might have lost some of the actors over the course of 3 seasons.
Yeah. Also, so they'll show scenes so that it is in video games, but it's also in real life. So it's basically, is it like showing them in the video game, but it's they filmed it in real life?
Correct. I mean, sometimes they'll like display like them in front of the computer, and the game will have like the HUD and everything. It'll look like the Battlefield HUD that they're playing on, but then it'll cut to where you see them like shooting and stuff, and it'll be
Yeah.
like them out in like a desert or something somewhere. But the gun animations and all that for being like a low budget, not a real TV thing, it's extremely well edited and it looks
It does look really
realistic.
nice.
So for being such a low budget, it's Kickstarter funded. So being something such a low budget, it's really impressive.
Yeah, for a low budget, that looks extremely professional. The editing is amazing. Coming from an editor myself, it does look really professional and clean cut
And
and really nice.
the editor, well, the primary editor is, or primary director at least, is Freddie W, who is like a big time YouTuber. Like he's now renamed his channel to Rocket Jump, which is like his company, and he's like at 8 million subs. So he knows what he's doing, I guess, in terms
Yeah.
of doing this kind of thing as far as editing goes. I'm not quite sure who's sponsoring it this season. I want to say season one was sponsored by Monster and season two was sponsored by like Dodge, and that's how they got their cars and stuff. Because you saw all those
Yeah.
cars that were from the game, which are cars in real life, and somehow they have to be able to buy those. So I don't know who's sponsoring
Yeah.
that this year, or if they just got that much money on Kickstarter that they could afford to get all that.
Yeah.
I don't totally know,
Yeah,
but
I think they must have been sponsored by Dodge or some sort of company.
yeah, I know
Too,
for sure season two was sponsored by Dodge.
because yeah, those cars looked really nice. And
So,
yeah,
would it be anything that without watching the first 2 seasons that you would watch? I mean, obviously, if you wanted to,
yeah,
you could go
it
back
would actually look
and
really interesting because I
watch
myself is a
the
huge
first
video
two.
games. I love playing video games. It's probably one of the biggest things in my life. So I'd be really interested to see something like that. And yeah, I would love to watch it. I just never heard of it before, and I urge everyone to watch it. It looks like it's supposed to be really interesting.
But do you think jumping on from season three that you could just watch it without having seen the first two, or would you
It'd
rather
probably
go
be a
back and
little
watch the first
difficult, but if
two?
I wanted to, I probably could. Not always, but it might be something that I could. And if it does get too confusing, I could always watch it over and just binge on Netflix like everyone else does. But
Yeah,
yeah.
they're also on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that would be completely easy then.
So it's supposed to go up between 6 and 9 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, the first episode of season three. So we'll
On YouTube.
definitely be watching. Yes, on YouTube, correct. It'll be on Netflix eventually, but I'm assuming I believe they put them on Netflix after the season has completely ended. So
Yeah.
you can also get them on DVD, but I mean that's relatively pointless when it's on
Yeah, that's
YouTube for
pointless when
free.
it's free on YouTube. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be great, and hopefully, I guess they'll all stick around to watch it tomorrow. I'll probably tweet at least the link of it because I'll like the video, assumably,
Yeah.
and then it'll tweet it for me. So if you want the link to that when it comes up tomorrow, I'll probably have it on my Twitter at Play Gaming for Fun. Otherwise, any last things?
No, if you guys haven't watched it, I currently urge you to watch it. It looks really professional. I did not believe it'd be a YouTube series at first. It looked like it was supposed to be an actual movie, and so I was really surprised by that, and it looked really awesome. And if you guys haven't seen it, then I'll go watch it.
Yeah, I agree. The trailer was like movie quality trailer. Now, the first season was, I mean, it was good quality editing, but it wasn't that good. So it's
Yeah,
improved definitely over time.
yeah. Yeah, so that's probably about it for me. But if you guys haven't watched it, then just go watch it. It'd be completely awesome. And so yeah,
All right, so that was VGHS coming out October 13th. That is likely today if you're watching this video, the day that I uploaded. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Play Gaming for Fun and the CoDMineMan with some Sacred Fear Me gameplay that you've been watching in the background, in addition to the CoDMineMan's gameplay. Thank you all.
have a nice day.